Hi friends, I wanted to get on here to talk about my Reiki Master attunement and my psychic surgery experience. I'm going to start out with actually saging really quick because I just feel like it needs to be done. So give me one moment. So if you feel like a little out of sorts, you can always get some sage. I get white sage. There's white sage, blue sage. There's a lot of different kinds of sage, but white sage is like the one that a lot of the spiritual people use. So just lighting my sage. So I'm just going to start by saging my crown chakra. This just helps to clear my energy field so I can talk about my experience with you with no hesitation. Okay, I'm just going to sage around me. I feel a lot better. Okay, so I'm talking about my Reiki Master attunement experience. And so there are 3 levels of Reiki, and 1 and 2 is more for like personal use, or 1's for personal use, 2 is like practicing on others, and Master is where you can take on students and you receive the Master Reiki energy, and it's really powerful. And what I really learned was that Reiki is not just a tool, it's like an entity itself. It's very high vibration, God consciousness, and that's actually what Reiki means. It means God energy. And before I just kind of like saw it as a tool, and now I feel like it's like my friend, and it's really cool to walk around and just invite Reiki into my space, into my heart and my body and my mind, and just spend time with Reiki. It's just been a really eye-opening experience. But the really cool thing I want to talk about was my psychic surgery. So it was my teacher, and then it was me, and then another lady who was another student, and we performed psychic surgery on each other. And wow, I had like all of this negative self-image all in like my solar plexus area, which is like your self-power. And so she like turned her Reiki on, and she was like so to explain a little bit, Reiki or psychic surgery is when you turn your Reiki on and you like use it to like get into someone and like cut out that emotional or spiritual block or whatever it is that you are feeling like it needs to be cut out. And so I had like this huge black blob in my stomach, and I wasn't really aware of it until I was about to get it done to me. And oh wow, it's just crazy. So she started and she was like getting this black blob out of me, and at first I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to let it go. It was like this black slime ball, and it was like I could see it in my energy field in my stomach and my solar plexus. And at first I was like, I'm not ready to let it go. Like, I've never really lived without this. And I could tell it was about self-image and like that negative self-talk and just like all of that old like energy that I didn't need anymore to move forward into my life, into my purpose and my dharma. And as she was cutting out, I was like, okay, yes, I am ready to really get it out of me. I'm ready to let go of this. And she was like cutting it out of like my solar plexus, and like it was like crazy. So she like cut it out, and she sent it up to God to transform it, because that's what I believe that we should do with negative energy that we no longer want or that's no longer serving us. We send it up to God to transform it into love. And so she cut it out and she took it out, and like my body starts like convulsing because it's never been without that negative self-image, that negative just that gunk that we like hold on to, and we like tell ourselves when we look in the mirror that we need, that it like keeps us like our ego in our body. And so she like cuts it out, and I start like convulsing, and it's like nuts. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like a pastor like expel a spirit out of someone. It was like that. Like, I was like shaking, and I couldn't control it. It was crazy. And like during the midst of this, I felt my spirit guides. I have two that I particularly love. I have a couple, but one of them is Jesus, and then one of them is Mother Earth, and they showed up to me in very specific forms. And during this, as this was going on, they both came to me, and they like showed me a mirror. And in the mirror, at first it was like, because I go to this, like, through a lot of like guided meditations, I see myself in the mirror, and I always see myself as like this bad person, and I have like this goddess energy in my head. And I was like looking in the mirror, and when this black energy was gone, and it was like I like saw myself for the first time as this like goddess energy. And I was like convulsing because I couldn't accept it. I was like, I know that's me, but like I'm not, it's like I can't let myself believe that that's who I am. And so I just kept like convulsing because I wasn't like letting myself accept it. I was, I've always depended on that negative self junk to like control my life, and even down to like what I wear and how I talk to other people. I always have that in the back of my head. And so when I was looking in the mirror, it was like, that's who I am. Like, I'm not this goddess. I'm Boston, who is like just this bad, gross, ugly, hideous person. And like, now that was gone, like I was ready to see myself for who I truly am. And my body was like shaking, and like I couldn't balance out the energy because I wasn't accepting that who I was. And so Mother Earth is like is one of my spirit guides, and she just holds me, and Jesus just like was there, and they just kept talking to me. They're like, yeah, that's who you are, accept it. And it took a while, as I was like laying on the bed like convulsing as all this imagery and visions was happening. And then finally I like looked in the mirror, and I was like bawling my eyes out, right? Like my physical body was like bawling because like I was seeing myself for who I truly was. And finally I like started accepting it, and my body started to like calm down. And at this point, the Reiki student who was performing on me, my Reiki teacher actually stepped in and started to perform Reiki on me. And my body started to like balance out as like the Reiki is like high vibration God energy. So they were pouring that through me. I was like in this vision. I was like accepting that's who I was, and my body started to calm down, balance out, and started putting that love into my solar plexus instead of having that black junk. And it was just the craziest experience. I have maybe like one or two times in my life ever like convulsed like that, like uncontrollably. And then the times they were when I was at church. And so it was just really crazy. And so by like the end of it, I accepted that I am this goddess energy, and I just feel so much like clearer and like standing in my power, and like not letting that old self of who I was, that like negative energy of that image. It was very specific. That was negative self-image. I'm not letting that define me anymore. And now I feel like I can show up to my job and my work and my passions, and phone calls to people, and my relationship with my husband, with this self-acceptance and this self-love of, I know I am that goddess, and I want to help others, see that too. So I actually performed a psychic surgery on another student, and that's her experience. So I'm not going to share it with you because it was very deep and personal, but I was like literally cutting out this this dark energy in her, and had like tentacles that were like up in her head, and like I said, I'm not going to share much with that because it's her personal story, and I don't want to share that without her permission. But I can do that on you guys if you feel like there's something hindering you from moving forward in your dharma, your life purpose that you're put on here on earth. I can actually perform that psychic surgery on you, and then we'll follow that up with Reiki and putting Reiki back in the body. And so, oh my gosh, it was a crazy experience. It was very exhausting afterwards, you know, receiving the master energy and then, you know, having the psychic surgery performed on me at like all at the same time. And it was crazy. So another thing was I felt like I was supposed to go first because we received our master attunements, which is when you receive the Reiki energy. The Reiki Master energy, it's a lot more, it's like 10 times more powerful than just regular 1 and 2 Reiki. Because you have that level of awareness and consciousness with the Reiki after 1 and 2 and after you've worked with it for a while. And it had been 3 years I had 1 and 2, and so now I was ready to get my master's. And so I received the Reiki Master attunement, and then we were going into the psychic surgery. And I felt like I was supposed to go first, and it was very like profound for me because I felt like receiving this new energy, I couldn't move forward in my practice holding that negative self-image and that old self-belief of who I was, and so I felt like I had to get that out of me before I could use the Reiki Master energy to perform that on someone else first. And it was just a bizarre experience, and I wanted to share that with you guys because I know that there's other people out there that probably really need that done too. And so it looks different for everyone. It could look to you, you know, so it could look like grief or sadness. It could, you know, look like anything that you feel like is in your body that you need to get out, you know, old limiting beliefs or money blocks. If sometimes that holds a very particular spot in your body, and you need to cut that out, like energetic surgery. And so I would love to help do that with you. So if that's something that you're interested in, message me. I'm having a special right now. So if that's interesting, if you're interested in that, message me and I can give you an extra discount code to do that, because my first couple people, I want to, you know, kind of use them as like a model. So if that's something you're interested in, message me and I can give you the extra coupon code and we can work with you, and I would love to do that. So I don't even know how long I've been talking, so thank you for listening this whole time. I just wanted to get on here and share that with you because, you know, the power of our stories is really, really amazing. And so if that's something that you need, then I would love to help you with that. So thank you guys for listening, and that's all I have for today. I will see you guys next week or whenever I do my next live video. Yeah, so have a good Sunday, and namaste, guys.